bringing news from a different page. Truth served hot and bold and strong. Every week we sing along. Red, white, and true will stand tall. Echo the call loudest of all. With hearts of faith and liberty, together we find unity. Stories that make you think and pray. A light awaits at the end of day. Guided by the stars and stripes, through the stormiest of nights. Red, white, and true will stand tall. Echo the call loudest of all. With hearts of faith and liberty, together we find unity. When the world feels like a fight, hold your ground, stand for what's right. In the truth we'll find our way. Ed and Ronnie light the way. Red, white, and true will stand tall. Echo the call loudest of all. With hearts of faith and liberty, together we find unity. Red, white, and true will stand tall. Echo the call loudest of all. With hearts of faith and liberty, together we find unity. Together we find unity.
All right, everyone. I skipped on the second half of that. Well, not the second half, 40-second introduction there that we play a lot of the times. So, welcome to Red, White, and True with Ed and Ronnie. So glad that you're here. What's up, Ronnie?
How's everybody doing?
Hey.
Well, went up here to look at the comment, the first comment we got from Michael Sisk, and I hit end stream. Luckily, it did not shut it off. So,
Oh, well,
yeah,
it prompts you on that.
yeah, thank goodness. You know, and the eye doctor this morning, like I was telling you, wants me to sit at my computer now with my glasses off, as to not give me so many headaches. And it's a good thing I didn't take her advice, because then I would have killed the stream.
Well, you know, we've lived through worse.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time
We've
I've done
lived
that.
through satanic attacks. So,
You're right.
you know, we won't rebuke a Ronnie attack. We'll rebuke a satanic attack, which we've already done, by the way, for those that are just getting here. Ronnie and I pray before each time that we come on. I don't think we've missed one time, have we?
Maybe last week, but that was because of my TV mute situation between my monitor and the big TV. But you prayed for us at least.
Well, okay.
I just didn't get to hear.
Oh, okay. That's the thing. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I was totally lost, thinking, what are you talking about?
Yeah. The same issue we had right before we started with the remote controlling that one and my other monitor that the volume came through. But now I got my headphones in, so.
Well,
wow.
we are good to go tonight. I wanted to show off my shirt a little bit. Let me put that down. It says, God planned it, Noah built it, I believe it, from the Ark Encounter.
I've been there.
That's the thing. Have you been to visit, or did you go to fill vending machines?
I was there to fill vending machines, but I got to tour the whole thing, so I count that one as a
Awesome.
win. I got to be
That
there
was
and on the clock, so I got paid for it multiple
You
times.
got paid to go. Well, we all have some kind of. Your mom and I were there on the very first day they were open,
Ah.
so we
I
we
was
got
there on
some
the
real.
very first day that they were setting up the Christmas lights, and I drove my truck down the wrong road and shattered about 300 of them.
Uh-oh.
Well, security sent me the wrong direction, so we'll chalk it
So
up
it
to
wasn't
being their
your.
fault.
You can't take the blame for that then.
No, no,
Well,
no,
you
no,
could,
no.
but you don't have to take the blame.
Right. It was the other guy, not me.
It was the other guy. Well, welcome everybody that's in here. For those that are on X, we welcome you and hope you stay around. You can follow us, and we're on Monday and Tuesday right now. Ronnie and I are talking about adding a third day and trying to spread things out a little bit.
Yes.
We considered Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, sometimes Friday if we can't, sometimes we have events on Fridays that we can't do, so that's why we say Saturday, but occasionally we'll have a Saturday night event too. So we're kicking that around. We haven't made 100% decision. We'll be on tomorrow night as regular, and maybe you guys can help us out a little bit because, and Ronnie, help me make sure we talk about this again later tonight. Um, Tuesday has been our night since 11/5/24. We started on an election night of
Yes,
24,
we did.
and we've done a Tuesday ever since. In order to spread that, we Thursdays are out for us. Uh, we just can't do Thursdays, and we don't do Sundays either. We could come on a special Sunday, but I really try not to do things other than my church work on Sunday. So those other days, we want to try to spread things out a little bit, and so we're kind of between a rock and a hard spot on Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. But if we do that, we got to lose our Tuesday. So uh, if you're attached to Tuesday, let us know that. You can send us a private message. You can send us a comment, however you would like to let us know. But
Personally, I wouldn't know what to do on a Tuesday if we didn't have red, white, and true.
we would
But
be
I
lost.
see the dilemma. I see the dilemma, and I see the situation with having such a large gap, doing Monday, Tuesday, and then not doing anything until the following Monday, Tuesday. So,
Well, the good news of that would be we would not have a gap, and we would be adding a day.
yes.
So we'll talk some more. We'll be here tomorrow night as regular. And Ronnie, I'm pretty sure I seen some liberal Looney Tunes in there. Let's have a little
Yes,
fun.
I do. All right. Yes, I do. And this guy, I catch him every single day on TikTok. He's got something else to complain about. And boy, he just goes off the deep end.
Anyone with half a brain, which of course excludes all those Trump humper MAGAs out there, but anyone who does have half a brain understands that Donald Trump hasn't changed his position with respect to the Epstein files. This is still a full-blown cover-up. Just because he says he wants the House to vote to release the files doesn't mean he's going to ever release the files. He's not going to. The only reason he said that is because despite his best efforts to intimidate and threaten Republican members of the House to not vote to release the Epstein files, they're going to do it anyway. And so because it's going to happen anyway, Donald Trump can't be seen as having his own party in the House defy him. So instead he says, well, yeah, they should go ahead and vote to release the Epstein files. We have nothing to hide. Says the guy who's literally been trying his best to cover this up for almost.
So that Joker, like I said, every day he's got something else to complain about, and today it's the Epstein files. Now, Donald Trump's trying to hide. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the Democrats have control the last 4 years?
Well, of course they did. And didn't Sleepy Joe Biden go 8 months without a press conference?
Well, and here's the reason Sleepy Joe Biden went without a press conference. This is Joe Biden just the other day.
We just have to get up. As long as we keep the faith, summon hope, and get back up and remember who in the hell we are. We're the United States of America. That's who we are. We're the U.S. And there's nothing.
We are the United States of America. Got it.
You know,
That's who we are.
When I read stuff, you think it's got to be made up. And then I see the video there, and it's not made up. It's insane.
We are the United States of America. Got it. So that's why Sleepy Joe Biden didn't do a press conference in 8 months. But nevertheless, he could have had his auto pen or, his border czar, Kamala Word Salad Harris, come out with the Epstein files. She didn't. So forget it and move on there, buddy. You guys had control. You flubbed it up. Donald Trump not wanting to come out with it has nothing to do with that. So like we've said a million times on here before, if his name was on that list, don't you think that Word Salad would have played that card right before November 5th, 2024?
How anybody can have a doubt about that would be a head scratcher at the minimum. I mean,
oh, wow.
They would have saved that for the perfect bomb drop.
Absolutely.
And they still haven't used it, so nah.
Yeah, forget you, buddy. But I do have one here. So many of you may or may not know I work for animal control, and I've not had too many aggressive dogs, but I wouldn't mind bringing this dog in.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
It's better a dog blessing than a dog bite any day.
There you go. A dog blessing.
Right.
You know, when you think about dogs, oh man.
I put my phone
That was
on
loud. Yeah, I'm going to have to mute that. But we're talking about dogs, and boy, I need to put this right where I always know it is, because, in certain things, timing is everything, and I needed to have this ready just like that.
Donald Trump is a criminal who was found guilty of 34 felony counts of fraud.
Oh boy. God, I love that dog too.
Well, and I was just thinking, Bill and Tanya, I don't know if they're in here. I haven't seen them say anything or whatever, but Tanya posted today that their dog Max, who is like 14 years old or something like that, and he's deaf, and he can barely walk and all kind of things like that. He scared apparently a FedEx driver to death.
I saw that picture. That was awesome.
And there were pictures of the packages that were apparently just thrown up in the air, and the guy ran. I guess it was a guy. I could be wrong.
Blind, crippled, and crazy.
There you go. Oh, there she is. There, or one of them are here. Blind, crippled, and crazy. And the FedEx driver was scared to death and left and sent him a message or called them and told them that what he did. And man, wonder what he would do if he had an aggressive dog.
Right, right. Get that dog under control because I'm on call this week and I don't want to have to go pick him up.
Yeah. Well,
Or take
in
a
order to
bite
get,
report.
yeah, poor you FedEx drivers.
His
Yeah.
daddy's big kitty cat. Big old lap puppy, I'm guessing.
Uh, he's a big old boy, and he's just he just can't do what he used to do. He's old and
Yeah,
blind, crippled, and crazy.
right. Well, I had a question a minute ago. What am I drinking? And right now it's a Black Rifle coffee. And then I also have next to me a Klingon blood wine glass of Pepsi Zero
Hmm.
for anybody who wants to know.
Maybe we need to have advertisers.
There we go.
I've said that in the past. When me and your
That's
mom
right.
do prayer and share, which is not history yet. We're still working on trying to figure that out. But uh, Pioneer Woman should be paying us lots of money to
Oh
sponsor
my
that
goodness.
show.
They should be, yeah, she should be sending you at least a free ink pen or something.
Something.
Yeah.
I mean, your mom drove all the way there to get an ink pen.
Yeah, it's because her pen ran out of ink. So, at
Well,
least she could do is send you an ink pen or something.
and there just happens to be Pawhuska, Oklahoma. And for those that don't know where we are in Columbus, Indiana. Oh, there is your mama. Speaking of
There's
her,
mama. Yep. Can't hurt you unless he sits on your lap. Max is almost 13 and a 95-pound boxer.
he's a big
Max
old
has
boy.
just wanted to play. All right. Well,
You got any other humor or?
so you sent me earlier a suggestion for Do Better Texas and a link to a live stream that was going on. And I did my due diligence as a journalist for a little bit. I couldn't stand the music, so it sat on mute. But I did want to share the beginning of Representative Jasmine Crockett's opening whatever she's announcing.
Let's welcome to Houston City Council member.
Oh no.
It went
Just as I go to
unavailable.
play it, they took it down.
Well,
It's terrible.
just explain it.
Well, so I don't even know what they announced. First off, I couldn't get past the music. I can't stand that kind of music. It was Will Smith rapish. I don't know how else to explain it. And then some woman got up and she was trying to raise the roof and I don't know. She was reading the rules and it was just ridiculous. So I don't even know what she announced now that live stream is over. I don't know what happened to it or why. I mean, that was on Fox News.
It would be a huge Do Better Texas if she announced that she was running for the Senate, which is what the speculation is and was.
Yeah, which is what I'm guessing. You and I mentioned that we kind of hope she's quitting, but I don't think it's going to happen. I honestly don't.
There is another person that we haven't talked about for a little while, but have talked about her quite a bit in the past. And
Rosie O'Donnell's obsession with Donald Trump has reached a concerning new level, to the point that her therapist and close friends have urged her to disconnect from social media.
Good morning, everybody on TikTok. It's me, Rosie O'Donnell, star of the Flintstones. Haven't left a podcast, TikTok in a week. I'm trying to. I have this new therapist I'm going to that talks about trauma healing and body work and stuff like that. She'll often say to me when I'm talking, "Where do you feel that in your body?" And I'll go, "No idea." Well, where does that come from when you say that? I'm like, "Where do you feel it in your body?" I'm like, I don't. I don't feel it in my body. I don't know what that means. But anyway, as I was leaving, they were like, can I ask you to do homework? I'm like, sure. And they said, Helena, her name is. And she said, well, I feel as though you should try to not post about him.
She has a therapist that advises her on her Donald Trump obsession.
He's living rent free right here in her brain, is he not? I mean,
Well, I mean,
rent
when you
free.
yeah, and when you read about that, and if you would have listened to the rest of the 5 minutes, which I can't stand it that long, I
Oh
can't
my
do it.
Lord. I'm glad you
But
shut it off.
yeah, you realize that what you just said, living rent free, or Trump derangement syndrome.
That's what we just got. TDS sent to us by Trevor.
Yeah, it is. It's a real thing.
It is.
We make a joke out of it, but it's a real thing. It
That-
really is.
That's proof right there. That is 100% proof right there.
She has
Wow.
a therapist that advises her on how to deal with how she feels. See, there's a clue in there how she feels
How
in
she
her body
feels.
about Donald Trump.
Where so basically her therapist said, show me on this doll where Orange Man hurt you. I mean, that's basically what it came down to.
Yeah, and it already had a bunch of pinpricks in it, because she thinks that's a voodoo doll.
Yeah, voodoo doll, yeah. Oh my gosh.
If
I mean,
she would have
she
went to
could pay me
Haiti,
and I could have told her that.
if she would have went to Haiti when she left the United States, I'd have thought for sure she was doing voodoo.
Oh yeah, absolutely. New age terms.
Yeah. Well,
Oh my gosh.
give us one of your stories.
All right. Well, let's do this since we're laughing. So last week we talked about Sabrina Carpenter and how the White House had used one of her music videos, and she kind of went off and was kind of crappy about it. Well, the White House fired back, seeing as how she was on SNL, and this is they use this for their new ICE video, I guess.
I think I might need to arrest someone for being too illegal.
Oh, well, I turned myself in.
You're under arrest.
You get the bag and fumble it, I get the bag and flip it and tumble it. Straight off the lot, 300 cash, and the car came with a blood in it. Lil' mama of that.
So, don't shoot at Donald Trump if you don't want him firing back. And he fired back and used her Saturday Night Live clip, and she's upset about that as well. So,
Oh my.
but I
People
thought it was very well done.
upset.
Very well done.
It,
And then,
there are some things that happened this week with Trump that I didn't necessarily agree with. Not going to get into deep detail, but the national parks, they have certain days that are free entrance wise, and he cut out a couple of those and added one. He cut out Martin Luther King Day, and he cut out Juneteenth as free days to get into the park. And I guess what kind of put people in an uproar was that he added Flag Day, which happens to be Donald Trump's birthday. And so some people are going crazy about that. And optics are a big thing as well as timing. And the optics of that doesn't look good. It looks racist, whether it is racist or not.
yeah.
Basically, only he could tell you that. But the optics doesn't look good. I wish he would have. We get called racist enough. We
Yeah,
don't have
right.
to do. We don't have to do things that help them give us grief about that topic.
Yeah, we don't need to give them more ammunition.
No,
We
never.
get shot at enough. I got a
Well,
video Trevor sent us. I wanted to show everybody.
okay, go ahead.
You know, the first thing that crossed my mind as soon as I saw that was he looks like Joe Biden when he was at that black church and he was kind of
Yeah.
that was the
Good
first thought that went through
comparison.
my mind. Right?
Good comparison. Uh,
Oh boy.
this one is a "you can't make this up" headline. I just scrolled across, and the headline says, "Socialist mayor," which is Ma'am Donnie, elect taps armed robbery felon for public safety role. Yeah,
Wow.
you heard me right.
Boy, doesn't that
And-
just make you feel safe, New York? Way to
yeah,
go.
well,
Way to go.
and I don't know what the deal is. I didn't even click on the story, and it just was uh, breaking just now. So
Oh my
maybe by tomorrow
goodness.
we'll know something about that. And
Yeah.
oh my, oh my.
Wow. I'm gonna have to dig into that. That's
You know,
wow.
we don't need help with "you can't make that up" stories. The same as
No.
we don't want to help the other side have stories about us. But you name
Oh my
a
goodness.
robbery felon as something in the security, as in you. Many people feel like that he's going to be a defund the police mayor when
Yeah.
he's going to put a felon
Well,
in the safety.
I guess if you're running a prison and you need an executioner, who better to ask than a serial killer, I guess. I mean, wow.
Well, I want to take
Wow.
off on my segment. Uh, I've had this in the works for over a week, and we never got it in.
Yeah.
Um, and Ronnie has a title that I gave him for this. It is actually "Things We Cannot Walk on Eggshells About Anymore." That's the long title. What he has is the short working version. And as Christians, as conservatives, we walk on eggshells fairly regularly. And, you know, if you're a Christian, you should be a good hearted person, and you shouldn't want to hurt people's feelings intentionally. But we've been taken advantage of with that. And people use that to make sure that we do what they want us to do as far as walking on eggshells. They want us to walk eggshells, and we're just going to have to stop. That's just the bottom line. Let me list some things for you that we have got to stop walking on eggshells about. Now, first, if I say something to the effect of, "I believe in the biblical definition of male and female," it doesn't mean that I hate transgender people. But they would want us to walk on the eggshell of, you can't disagree with transgenderism at the expense of, well, you're not a Christian. But so that's what I'm talking about there. This is a Christian nation. Barack Hussein Obama, back in his days, e- expressed to the world that America was no longer a Christian nation. And to be honest, we have never been officially designated a Christian nation. We just lived as a Christian nation. We had good morals. We did the right thing. And so we need to quit walking on eggshells about how our Christian beliefs come across to people that don't like our Christian beliefs. We were the silent majority. I don't know if we're still the majority, but we were the silent majority for so many years that we lost a lot of things. We gotta quit walking on eggshells about what the Bible says. If like my shirt says, God plans it, Noah built it, I believe it. And that's what we have to be. You know, if that hurts somebody's feelings, it just has to hurt their feelings. Don't be in your face so much. Don't be rude so much, but be bold. There's a difference between rude and bold. So be bold. The transgender issue itself, we got to quit making it to where we try to, and see, this one's a hard one for me. My life's affected by this. We got to show love for everybody. That includes the LGBTQIA plus nation. However, I can't tell you what all of that means. But we have to show love to everybody, but we can't continue as a nation to accept people accusing us of things that we're not guilty of. I can support God's will in my beliefs and not hate anyone in those LGBTQIA plus letters. We got to quit accepting school indoctrination. Things like letting a child go to have an abortion. Of course, you can't do that in Indiana anymore because that's illegal. But there's the possibility of them being taken to another state for that. But school indoctrination, the books in the library that says Johnny and Jerry are lovers. Of course I'm making that part up, but it's not okay. And parents and communities have got to say that's not okay. It's not okay that you allow Johnny to play on the girls volleyball team. I was reading a story the other day. There is a transgender comedian, have no clue what the name was, but that transgender comedian was making fun of the girl who got permanent damage done. She had like whiplash symptoms, several other things, concussion from a male who played female volleyball. He smoked her right in the face, and the transgender comedian was making fun of her. And the story I read was about the girl that was injured. Her rebuttal to that comedian, if you consider that comedy. We got to quit walking on eggshells about liberal universities. How many people do you know and do I know that go to college for anywhere from one semester to about 10 years that can't get a job that pays enough to get them out of their mom's basement? We all know. And we all know that the liberal universities, while they're there for whatever length of time, is teaching them things like Orange Man bad, that free Palestine from the land to the sea, all of those things. We got to quit saying that's okay. It's their right. No. Yeah, I believe in the First Amendment. I believe in First Amendment rights. You can say and be stupid because several million of us throughout history have raised our right hand and took an oath. You have that right to be stupid, but you don't have the right to go and take my tax money and be stupid with it. That's not a right. You being able to say what you want to say is a right, but you don't have the right to steal taxpayer money and be an indoctrination. liberal universities. How about this? We got to quit walking on eggshells about Muslim issues and Sharia law. How many times in the last 2 weeks have we heard things like the Somalia issue in Minnesota? How many times have we heard things that are going on in the Middle East about Muslims and Sharia law and all of those things? We got to quit walking on eggshells about religious liberty. We got to quit walking on eggshells about gun control. We got to quit walking on eggshells about immigration. And boy, I'm really sick on this one because people want to call me, not out by name, but me as a Christian. They want to call me a bad person, that we hate people, that we aren't treating the poor properly. Since when does illegal immigrant and poor mean the same thing? Is that Since when does it mean that the part of the Bible that says that you are to follow the rules of the land trump you feeling bad for somebody that snuck into the country? We got to get, the poor. When we see, I get so frustrated, and I'm getting frustrated right now because there's a difference between the the poor and the purposeful poor. People that want to be getting handouts all the time. People that don't want to accept help that will actually help them. And people want to call me bad and fellow Christian and brothers and sisters bad because we want people to follow God's word. And I've seen one today, and I forget exactly how it went, but it was on the same line of what I'm talking about here, the poor. We got to quit walking on eggshells about Israel and say, we are staunch defenders of the nation of Israel. This letting people get by with from the land to the sea, from the river to the sea. I got that wrong. From the river to the sea, Palestine should be free. You know, don't use my tax money to have long speeches about how bad Israel is. And let's combine two here. We talked about Muslim issues and Sharia law, and now we're talking about Israel. We talk about Somalia. Let's put those all together for a second. And let me say this. If you're a Muslim, I don't think you should be in our Congress because you want Sharia law. And there is nowhere in our Constitution that says you should vote about things based upon Sharia law. We don't, as President Trump said about the Somalis that are causing so much problems, we don't want that in our country. And the people that elect them are as guilty as the people who are doing it. I'm tired of people making us walk on eggshells about drugs and crime and Christian nationalism. I'm tired of walking on eggshells. I'm not saying we need to come out swinging like Muhammad Ali. That could, let me just skip right on that because that could fit in with another part of what I was saying. But let's make sure that we don't have an issue of being the silent majority. We got to quit walking on those eggshells. So that is the pastor's pulpit for this date. I've been working on that. Goodness gracious. And while I was in the midst of that, Ronnie is on call and got a call. And so I'm going to continue talking. I was just looking at something he said to me earlier. Okay, well, he is actually Not left the house yet. Not sure he's going to have to. He'll let me know that shortly. But let's get over to uh, a couple of other things. Let me scroll up here real quick. Let me just take a break and give Ronnie a minute to see what he's got going on.
Red, White, and True with Ed and Ronnie will be right back.
Folks, are the headlines getting you heated? Are your dinners a battlefield? Hugging trees a little too hard? Forget the drama. One spoonful should do it. Hey, that's better. Ronnie's Liberal Tonic, calm in a bottle for only $9.99.
Folks, stress over the news? Let me show you Ronnie's Liberal Tonic. One spoonful is all it takes.
Watch what happens.
Instant calm, instant smiles.
One spoonful does it.
And it tastes like sweet peace of mind.
You bet it does.
Ronnie's Liberal Tonic, just one spoonful does it.
Hey friends, get ready for a miracle in a bottle. Pastor Ed Boston's anti-woke tablets.
What?
One tiny tablet and the headlines just can't rattle you anymore. See that? Instant calm. One tablet. Total peace of mind.
I stay updated by watching Ed and Ronnie.
Well, I hope that's the case, that maybe you stay updated when you watch us. We talked earlier about we want to spread our week out a little bit, Monday, Tuesday. We've been doing that. Oh, we've got
I'm back.
my sidekick. Hopefully that
Yes,
means you
I
didn't
am
have to
back.
go out.
No. Somebody doesn't understand how 911 works, apparently. So
Well, you have that happen on a regular basis.
yeah, it's a day that ends in Y, so of course it happened.
Yeah.
But that's all
Now,
right. I'm back.
I just played that video of a break for Ronnie's liberal, whatever elixir or whatever it's called, and Ed's non-woke pills. If we could come up with those, we would probably become rich, and then we would make things bigger and better, and we could
Right.
do Red, White, and True Monday through Friday, because we'd need our weekends off to recuperate from all that.
I got to go camping sometime.
Yeah. And I got to prepare a sermon every once in a while for Sunday.
Oh yeah, you do have that preaching thing you do every once in a while, right?
Yeah. Now, I'm going to get you in trouble here with somebody who I have no clue who I'm getting you in trouble with. But, I heard that somebody thought you were kind of preachy. And my
Yes,
response to
a
you
little
was,
preachy.
well, you live with a preacher and a preacher's wife. So I think that means something's rubbing off.
I guess so. Yeah. Last week I was a little too preachy, and that's all right. This week is more informative. I don't know if I'll do it today or if I can do it tomorrow. It don't matter to me. But
Well, we need to.
whenever I do it, if anybody's interested, it's about the Georgia Guidestones.
Before we do that, let's see how long it takes.
We've got news stories to cover. We've got
do our news stories.
Yeah, we got some news stories to cover. We got other stuff. Let's see here.
That's for your mama.
Oh yeah, so she don't complain. I mean, love you, mama. Bigger, better. Mama ain't happy. Nobody's happy.
You ain't lying. Well, this.
Come on. And I don't know if it's my computer or you or the internet or what, but I am lagging like crazy. But I got that in there. So
This is the part of the program where
on to our
we,
news stories.
Go with our news stories. Why don't you go first this week?
All right, let's see here. Well, as promised on Facebook earlier, and I'm going to move us out of the way here and show the new Indiana districting map. As you can see, there's a little bit of blue over here, a little bit of blue up here. I believe there's some blue down here, and now it's all red. So we talked about this a little bit on Thanksgiving. The proposal, dubbed House Bill 1032, redraws all 9 of Indiana's congressional districts to take effect in 2026. Under the plan, heavily Democratic areas, including Indianapolis, Marion County, would be sliced into multiple districts and merged with rural or Republican-leaning regions. The splitting, often called cracking, is explicit. Oh my goodness. The splitting, often called cracking, is expected to dilute the voting power of historically Democrat and minority communities, making it harder for votes there to translate into representation. But when it was the way it was before, nobody really cares about those little red counties in the state. Why it's controversial. This isn't just redrawing lines. This is reshaping who gets to vote together, who gets locked out of influence, and who controls Congress. By breaking up major cities or concentrated communities, the plan risks weakening the political power of voters who differ from the map drawers. Now, of course, this all comes from liberal mainstream sources, and nobody really complains when California is this much blue and the rest of it is red, but California always goes blue. So, we'll see how that plays out. I'm hoping it plays out. Yeah.
Well, earlier today, President Trump made an announcement.
I'm delighted to announce this afternoon that the United States will be taking a small portion of the hundreds of billions of dollars we receive in tariffs. We're taking a relatively small portion of that, and we're going to be giving and providing it to the farmers in economic assistance. So we're going to use that money to provide $12 billion in economic assistance to American farmers. This relief will provide much needed certainty to farmers as they get this year's harvest to market and look ahead to next year's crops. And it'll help them continue their efforts to lower food prices for American families.
So $12 billion is what they're going to earmark. Officials have pitched it as a fast, targeted bridge program while markets adjust, echoing the first term bailout tools like market facilitation, but on a much smaller scale than the first time. Some people will be upset, but when you do things differently, as in the tariffs, then there are things that can go wrong there. And so why would we just keep raking in money and not help the people who have been hurt by the tariffs? So that is my story number 1.
Awesome. I've got a sad story here. A 6-year-old girl dies after go-kart accident at a trampoline adventure park. 6-year-old girl died after she was injured in a go-kart accident at a trampoline adventure park in Florida. First responders were dispatched to Urban Air Trampoline and Adventure Park in Port St. Lucie on Saturday, shortly before 9 p.m. for a medical run, after staff at the facility reported a go-kart accident involving a child. The girl was airlifted to a hospital in Fort Pierce and died from her injuries on Sunday, according to the Port St. Lucie Police Department. Detectives are actively investigating the circumstances surrounding the incident. The medical examiner's findings are pending, the police department spokesperson said in a statement earlier Monday, and they did not give any more information other than that. So prayers go to her family. I can only imagine losing a 6-year-old.
Father in heaven, we come to you just now and we lift that family up to you. They've got to be in shock and severe grief and just probably not understanding why that bad thing happened. So give them peace and comfort and wrap your loving arms around them. In Jesus' name, amen. Well, one of President Trump's former district or defense attorneys was selected to be the top New Jersey prosecutor, and an appeals court or a federal court decided that that was done in a manner not appropriate, and so she has resigned.
Hearing there at the very end, that last question about the U.S. attorney now resigning, Alina Habba stepping down for her role there, saying she wants to protect the stability and integrity of the office. So some breaking news right now here about this, as Alina Habba, the former personal attorney to the president, said Monday she's resigning as the top federal prosecutor for New Jersey, giving up her fight to stay in the job after an appeals court she had been serving in the post unlawfully. She did take to social media to reference what was going on, her decision, saying, for the past 5 years, I fought for justice on behalf of the American people, and in my tenure under our great Attorney General Pam Bondi, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, we made New Jersey safer. Camden had its first murder-free summer in 50 years. We drove down crime. It took violent...
That goes on for quite a bit longer. Again, she was a defense attorney for Trump and his private defense team. There are certain things you can and can't do for certain positions. You can nominate, but many of them have to be still approved by the Senate, and I believe that was one of them. They used a maneuver that is used from time to time to make it. It may not be this, but it may be very similar, a recess appointment. And last week, the appeals court, the federal court, said that she had been serving in a role unlawfully under federal vacancy rules. She said it's compliance, not surrender, and that Trump's DOJ is signaling that they'll keep fighting that Third Circuit's ruling with talk she could return if the decision is overturned. For now, she will become a senior, consultant, a senior consultant for Pam Bondi at the Department of Justice.
Nice. Okay. I don't know what's going on, whether it's your computer or mine, but I'm missing everything and it's lagging.
Well,
I was holding a conversation with myself a minute ago and the video popped on, and
yeah, I could hear.
I don't know what's going on.
I could hear you, and which means probably everybody else could too.
Oh, you could hear me complaining?
Well, it was like two or three words. And when those videos play, we get a message across the top of the screen that nobody else sees but us that says, microphone's muted while video plays.
Mic is muted.
So,
yeah,
I don't know.
Who knows?
What's your last one?
All right, my last story. This just happened today.
And now to some breaking news happening in Japan. And now to some breaking news happening in Japan. Parts of that island are now under a tsunami warning after a massive 7.6 magnitude earthquake struck off Japan's eastern coast this morning. Local media say there are nuclear power plants in the region, and they are running safety checks ahead of a possible 10-foot wave. Again, this just coming in. Will bring you more developments as we get them.
So yes, another earthquake in that region, off the coast of Japan, about 80 kilometers off the coast. The quake occurred about 11:15 local time. The epicenter was offshore, but they're looking at tsunami warnings for a lot of areas. I actually just saw a TikTok before we came on telling people to get out. Don't worry about grabbing things. Get out. Get to higher elevations. Now, the reason this is such a big deal is just because recently this happened in Alaska.
Alaska just got hit by a powerful magnitude 7 earthquake a few hours ago on December 6th, 2025. This was a shallow rupture, the kind that releases extreme energy instantly. Shaking was felt across a massive area, and aftershocks are already firing, and the fault system is still active. This event increases the chances of more earthquakes in the coming hours and days. If you want real-time earthquake alerts, share this video and follow.
So yeah, a lot of earthquakes going on right now. I've actually got it over here right now. There are a bunch of aftershocks going off in Japan and Alaska at the moment. So looks like one just happened a few minutes ago, and it was a 5.1.
That's a pretty strong aftershock.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
And a
I'm
6.6
thinking,
just happened off the coast.
man. Yeah, get out of the way of the tsunami. Because
Absolutely.
that's not that far off coast when they were you said that what 80 kilometers.
Yeah, 80 kilometers.
That's not very far.
Actually, I'm going to show this real quick because another one just happened in Brazil, if you don't mind, real quick.
Sure, go ahead.
If it'll come up. That's showing in Alaska, or that I guess it's the Canadian side. And that's southern Japan. This is a quake tracker on YouTube, and it's actually really pretty decent. It's care of WorldCam, and it bounces around whenever there's an earthquake, and if the volume's up, it'll actually ding and let you know what's going on and where it's at in the world. So,
well, as you
keep people in those regions in your prayers.
Yes, and it just makes me think. There will be earthquakes and natural disasters and
wars and rumors of wars. Gee, where have we heard that before?
I'm thinking that if we would
I
dig
don't want to
into
get too
our
preachy,
Bibles,
so
we might.
I'll
we might
leave that to the
find-
paid professionals.
Oh, you're going to come down and kill me after we're done for outing you on that, but I couldn't resist.
Nah, no, I'll leave that for the paid professionals.
I've been known to be an agitator on occasion, a lot of them.
Oh, that's all right.
My final story is my final headline story for our 6 that we do. Boy, they are going crazy in the entertainment industry. Netflix made an offer to buy Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers accepted that offer, valued in like $82 billion. That'll take most of 2026 to go through the regulatory situations. There's a lot of talk of that making Netflix a monopoly, and that it's be bad for consumers. That Netflix will be able to jack their prices way up because there's not much in the way of competition. However, today, Paramount was in the running with Comcast and Netflix on buying, and the Netflix offer was the one that was accepted. Paramount has now tried and is trying to blow up that deal by going straight to Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders with a richer all cash hostile bid, and we're safer with regulators, they said in their announcement today. So there is a major battle with within the entertainment industry on I got called Maytag. Maytag has agitators in their washing machines, or at least they do. So
hopefully I'm not lagging as bad as now. I was told I was lagging, so.
Well, I don't think you are. I don't think you're lagging. You sound good.
I hope.
You may not think You may think, who cares? But when you think about it, how many of you have streaming services now? We don't have cable. We only use streaming services. And we don't do Netflix at this point in time. We have many others. But if the smaller ones continue to fall into the hands of the larger ones, that can't be good for us as the consumer. There's political ties into it. Paramount, that is doing the hostile takeover, is run by a friend of Donald Trump, and Trump had already said over the weekend, I believe, that he saw some problems with the Netflix Warner Brothers combination there, and so one good thing is that we have things in place to make sure that monopolies don't happen. But the other thing is, and we've talked about this before, Ronnie, is Trump's got his nose in everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I got you in mid drink there. Sorry about that, but he.
That's all right. Sorry.
It turns out good most often, but man, there's a whole lot more important things than Warner Brothers, Netflix, Paramount. We've got regulators in place to take care of that. So anyway, that's story number 6 on our news briefs for today. And
so that should be all our newses.
I have
our newses.
Newses, yeah, that's a word. If it's not, we just. All right. Well, I have a human interest story. It's really short. Yesterday was Pearl Harbor Day. The never forget. One of the never forgets in American history. Let's see what was said about that yesterday. Heartwarming story.
Today marks a solemn milestone. For the first time in 84 years, the Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day took place without a single veteran who survived the attack in 1941. Only 12 survivors remain alive. All of them are 100 years or older. But this year, none were able to make the trip to Hawaii. And just last month, we lost another Pearl Harbor survivor and World War II veteran. Leo George Allard was 103 when he passed away. I had the chance to meet Leo during a Seahawks game when he was remembered only a few short years ago. He was honored in front of a sold-out crowd. His granddaughter tells me that he was her hero.
So yesterday was a day of remembrance for December the 7th, 1941, when Japan surprise attacked us and put a hurting on us in a bad way.
Absolutely.
Again, there's a few instances in American history that that's the case. Ronnie, one of the sad things, I think, was the part where she said there were only 12 veterans that survived Pearl Harbor that are left, and that none of them was able to make it to the ceremony.
Jeez.
I don't know about you, but World War II veterans have always interested me. You've heard me say this on here many, many times. They saved the world. They truly saved the world. They saved the world so that people can go out and do stupid stuff. That might be.
It's because of them that we're not speaking German right now.
Absolutely. Well, I know you have an update on. We talked about a heavy metal Christian band last week, or at some point. You've got a follow up on that.
Yeah, so I played the new Skillet version of O Come Emmanuel, and I come across this, and this is a lot of people's reactions, and I just wanted to share it because it's pretty cool.
Whoa.
And
First
then
guy's
to
eye,
add on to that, go ahead.
well, the first guy's eyes about popped out of his head.
Yeah, yeah. And so we've discussed this a few times over the past weeks, but to add on to that, I also found there's this band called Ashes of Eden, and this is their new release, and it's great.
Thank you, God, for saving me from the wreckage. I can't say, made me whole, broke my chains, washed me clean in holy rain. Thank you, God, for saving me.
So metal bands can be Christian. So
Well, the lyrics there were very, very good. I'm glad they had them written there for us to read, and I
So
think I would have
'cause you couldn't
probably
understand
understood. No, I think I would have understood them without much better with them. But boy, I have got to watch out about how I come across with things and how those things can be used back against me. Uh, you missed the part where I said I couldn't stand the music of heavy metal, but that it was okay if it had good lyrics. But I think you missed the first part. I can't stand heavy metal.
I think I heard you in that. That's probably why I played a couple.
Oh, yeah, your mom's right on it there. Play that at Old Union.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine?
Well,
and then dial 911 on your phone, and just in case.
Yeah, just in case. Let me put you on hold because our senior citizens are about to die of heart attacks.
Can we get an ambulance on standby? I've got. I don't know if you've seen this, but this is AI. This did not happen, but what he's talking about actually did happen.
Stop driving by my house yelling the R word.
So that's old Tampon Tim Waltz, and people have been driving by his house yelling the hard R. I don't know if we can say that or not. It doesn't really matter.
Go for it.
But he's mentioned it several times, and that apparently is the new thing to do in Minnesota: is go and find the governor's mansion and drive by with your windows down, screaming the hard R. There you go.
Retard.
Yes.
That's always bothered me that they stole that word, like many other words, and yeah, we don't need to walk on eggshells about that either.
You know what? I listened to a lot of what you said, and I had some follow ups, but then I had that call out. But I like the way you think. We ain't got to walk on eggshells no more. Sounds good to me.
You got commended. Good song choices.
Oh, awesome. I know I liked you for a reason, Bill.
Well, Tanya likes that kind of music too. So.
And Tanya.
There you go.
Besides her being a very good cook.
Tanya. Oh my. We need some strawberry something or another, Tanya. I'm in the mood for strawberry something.
Strawberry something.
Yeah, me and Tanya, we're partners in crime. When there's lots of food around and there's strawberry something available, we're pretty good at making that hide.
Well, if she's
So
cooking, then I'm eating, as long as it doesn't have glitter in it, like it did on my 41st birthday.
there you go. What else you got going on? We can
Well,
still
I
go
got us
strong.
a lot. Yeah, well, I got Christmas at the White House, or we can wait and do that tomorrow.
Go ahead. Ho ho ho.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I don't know whose little girl that is, but can you imagine? Did any children run up to hug Dr. Jill with her treehouse of horrors she made last year for Christmas with the dancing fruitcakes and nuts?
I'm going to plead the fifth. I do not want to.
So is everybody ready to light the beautiful Christmas tree? Are you ready? So the First Lady is going to do the honors, and we're going to do a countdown. We'll go from 5 to 0, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, honey.
You compared that to last year. Bill and Tanya are right on time as usual.
Right.
You think about Trump, and you think about how many people hate him, and then you see him in a situation like that, and you can tell he loves kids. You can
Oh,
see
yeah.
pictures of him with his grandkids, and
And he loves kids, but not in the way that Joe Biden loved kids.
well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen Donald Trump sniff a child, but there was plenty of times where Joe Biden did. Save that
Well,
for
you
another
think
day, I
about
guess.
one of the names was Creepy Joe Biden.
Creepy Joe. Creepy Sleepy Joe. I got one more video on the Christmas tree.
Tonight, this beautiful evergreen tree glows bright on the dark and cold winter night and reminds us of the words of Gospel of John, in him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. Beautiful words. With the birth of Jesus, human history turned from night to day. His word and his example call us to love one another, to serve one another, and to honor the sacred truth that every child is specially made in the image of God.
And we talked about creepy, sleepy Joe Biden. Did you ever hear him say anything like that at a Christmas lighting ceremony, or Obama, President Obama?
Obama said we weren't a Christian nation, so if that was the case, Christmas didn't really matter. If you don't believe in Jesus, then why do you celebrate Christmas?
Yeah.
Why do you
Presents.
celebrate Christmas? Oh, to get
'Cause
presents.
Santa Claus brings presents down the tree or down the chimney, puts them underneath your Christmas tree.
Yeah, well. Oh. Well,
Everything else. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, if we quit celebrating Christmas, or all the people that don't believe in Jesus quit celebrating Christmas, and Christians celebrated it more for the love of one another than it would be for giving and receiving presents, we would probably ruin the economy. The Christians would get the blame for that. We get blamed for lots of things.
Well, we're easy targets. Same thing with conservatives. We're easy targets.
Yes.
What did the guy in that first video call us? Trump thumpers or whatever it was? That's
Trump thumpers. That's one of the nicer things, actually. I mean, he meant it as a
It
huge
is.
insult,
It is.
but
Yeah. Yeah. Ouch. My feelings. At least we don't look like this guy.
Police are looking for a man who ran away after robbing a store.
Crucial development, Bob. Police have just dispatched a sketch of this.
Oh, man.
Officers have now arrested the suspect moments ago.
It really looks just like.
that's what I wanted to
boy.
do when your mom sent that out. I wanted to fall out
Yes.
of my chair because that was 100% true. They made a cartoon
Yes.
sketch that was identical to the way the guy looked. And it was just I can't say.
I had just watched that video when Mom sent that to us, and I said, "That's it. It's going on Red, White, and True."
Yeah. She sends us some doozies.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. I was wondering about saving that for a weekly 911 call, but that wasn't a 911 call. That was just an arrested manhunt. So, everything else I got can wait for tomorrow. I got our Saturday Night Live sketch. We can play there towards the end, just in case we get muted again.
Well, I'm looking to make sure I don't have anything left. I don't. And so if you want to play that sketch, we will comment briefly afterwards, and then we'll just get out of here.
All right.
Now listen up. As you probably read in some gay newspaper, we're now at war with Venezuela. All you nerds are like, wait, but was there an official declaration of war? Yeah, it's right here. Superfinger, Dean Cook. Now you got questions for me? Fine. Pretend I'm a random fishing boat and fire away.
Okay. Is there any truth to the allegations that after an initial strike on a drug smuggling boat, you ordered a second strike to kill the survivors?
First of all, that kind of cruel, heartless act has no place in Operation Kill Everybody. Second, I wasn't even in the room when it happened, okay? I was so jacked up after the first strike, I had to make an emergency call to my sponsor. A guy I met at an anonymous meeting. So I don't drink something that I like and I want, but I can't have, but I want it and I need it and I want it right now. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da, it's booze. Next question.
Yes, what do you say to Senator Mark Kelly, who said you act like a 12-year-old playing Army?
First of all, Kelly, that's a girl's name. What's his first name? Dress?
No, it's Mark, like I said.
Oh, get a husband.
I'm trying.
Well, to answer your question, if I was just playing Army, would there be 80 dead fishermen, narco-terrorists in Venezuela right now? Next question.
Yes. I'm actually going to go ahead and stop it right there because just a few seconds ago, all of Facebook popped up and said they're going offline. So I'm guessing old Zuckerberg got pretty quick on that one.
Yep.
And we just lost the other Facebook one. Wow. Wow.
Huh. I wonder which one it was. Retard.
Saturday Night Live or...
Well, yeah, but Saturday Night Live's making fun of a conservative, so you would think.
Well, but I
Zuckerberg
found it
would
on
love
Facebook, so that's what happened last time. I played a video that I found on Facebook, and they scrubbed the whole show. So,
well, we will call it a night. Say goodnight, Ronnie.
good night, everybody. Because right now it says we have 0 viewers, so I hope we're not talking to ourselves.
We might be, but until we talk to someone else again, how about everybody do this? Go out and do the right thing.
Thank you for joining us for today's live stream. This has been a presentation of Ed Boston Media.